It's gonna be awkward, but it's okay. You will survive. But you are gonna have to change. White men, basically. But it's so embarrassing. Hello guys, how's everyone? Welcome back to another video. If anyone can think of a good opening line, I never know what to say. I feel every video I'm saying the exact same thing and it's getting a little old. So if anyone has any suggestions on just a random funny thing I could say, let me know. This week is a funny topic, and by funny, not funny at all, it's an interesting topic. It's basically, and I don't even know how to describe it, it's basically how when we live in a diverse world that it won't be easy per se. It's going to be awkward and it's going to be difficult, and that we need to deal with that and be okay with that. And that's basically kind of the gist. It's a funny one, but you'll understand as I start talking more. So yeah, I'm basically going to talk about, like, you know, the issue and what I really mean, and then some examples of ways that people are going to need to cop on and maybe be a bit more comfortable and welcoming and happy. So I guess let's just get right into it. So basically, where the inspiration for this came from, I saw it literally just like a meme or a tweet or something, and it kind of just spurred the idea in my head that, like, we say to people, white men, basically, we say to them, you know, like, and I'm particularly, this is obviously a feminist channel, so I kind of initially came at it from the feminist perspective, but I'm actually going to talk about a lot more ways that this applies. But, like, you know, we say to men, you know, we want equality, so we just, you know, you're here and women are here and we just want to come up here. And nothing will have to change, it's super easy, we just want to come up to your level, but you can say the same and and it's fine. And we say that to make us fighting for our rights a bit more palatable and to make everyone a bit more comfortable. And, you know, let's not make the white man uncomfortable now, because, you know, let's just, like, it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be fine, you don't have to do anything, we're just gonna kind of get our rights here, and we're, you know, that's fine. I myself used to think that way. I used to be like, I used to believe that, and I just, after seeing that tweet or that meme or whatever that one day, I was just like, it's simply not the case. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, it applies to everything. It's not going to be easy. Like, people are going to have to make concessions, or they're going to have to change their behaviours and do things. And so it's fascinating, really, once you look into it. And the reason why this is a problem, and the reason why I'm talking about it today, is because it gives people these kind of false hopes or false impressions of what it's going to be like. We say, oh, you know, you don't have to make any differences now, you know, we're just gonna, you know, have more women in your spaces, have more people of colour in your spaces, have people of, you know, different genders in your spaces, but it's fine for you. But then they, you know, women do come into your space, and black people come into your space, and Muslim people come into your space, and, you know, trans people come into your space, and it's this big hullabaloo, and it's this oh my god, and it's almost, again, like we're seen as the problem, because we've told, you know, essentially, as I said, you know, white people or straight people or men or, you know, whatever, the people in the positions of privilege, we've told these people that it's going to be fine. Like, you are going to have to change. And so when they kind of realise that, it's, the blame is kind of put on us then, and it's just like, if we had never told them in the first place that it's going to be easy, then they wouldn't have these expectations of it being easy. And then the second it gets difficult, it's like, well, that's your fault, for coming into my space. It's like, no, like, we should just not tell people from the very beginning that's going to be easy, when it's not. It's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard, and it's going to be awkward. And that's just what it's like living in a world that is diverse and welcoming. I think it's also just like, people are used to an easy life. People like an easy life. They don't like to be questioned. They don't like to be challenged. They don't like it to be awkward. They don't like their ignorance, perhaps, to be pointed out. And if you're in a space with diverse people, all that stuff's going to be pointed out. Like, if you don't know stuff, and if you're culturally insensitive, or, you know, if you're sexist, that's going to be pointed out, and you're going to have to deal with that. And I think we need to prepare people. Like, this is going to be awkward, this is going to be difficult for you. You may have to admit that you don't know some stuff, but that's okay, you know? And, like, I just think giving people realistic expectations and saying, you know, it's okay if you don't know something. We're all learning, and the point of being in a diverse space is that you are learning, and you're around people who are different from you, and you can learn from them, and you can listen to their experiences. Not that they are in any way obligated to share their stories with you or share their experiences with you, but it's just like, it's a knock-on effect. If you are in a diverse culture, you're gonna be forced to see things from different perspectives, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing. And yeah, it's just about realistic expectations, guys, and just telling people how it's gonna be. But that in the end, it's for the better. It's a good thing, you know. It's like when you have to work hard, but in the end, it's worth it. That's just what it's like. You know, you gotta put in the grind now to reap the rewards later on. But also, I don't want to make it seem like it's work, because it's not work. It's very actually grand. It's so grand to have to just listen to other people's perspectives and not put your own perspective on people and not silence people. It's actually kind of easy, really, when you do it. But you know, we're being all understanding here, and we're being empathetic and sympathetic here, and it's all good. So just to give, if you're kind of still unclear about what I mean, I'm going to give some examples now of how people are gonna have to adapt, and they're gonna have to change, and their easy, you know, conflict-free life just may not fly anymore, and it may not be a thing. So let's look at those. So as I said, obviously this is the feminist channel, and this was the first example that I saw in relation to this kind of topic. And basically it's, you know, if we're living in a gender equal world, you know, we always say, oh, we just want to come up to your level, and you know, you won't have to change. It's simply not true. In a gender equal society, men wouldn't rape women. Men wouldn't objectify women. Men wouldn't be able to make sexist comments in the workplace. You know, men wouldn't be able to beat their wives and it'd be okay. Like, men aren't going to have to change. Like, it's not going to be easy. But you are going to have to change. And it's so simple, but it's, to me, I'm like mind blown. You're not going to be able to catcall women on the street. It's not going to be seen as okay. You are going to have to work at this, and that may not be that nice for you, but that's what it's going to have to be like. And I think it's about time that we start being realistic and telling men that, you know, if you're going to fight for a gender equal society, and one that is happening, it's happening more and more, there are going to be things that you are going to have to change, but it's okay. You know, just to be realistic, but you will survive. You will not die. It's okay. You're going to have to work harder for the opportunities you get. Like, you're not going to just get jobs or anything anymore just because you're a man. Like, things are going to change. You're going to have to be better. But it's okay. That will improve. You will learn lots of new skills. You will have to be amazing at your job, and that's okay. Another example, you know, trans people. You're going to mess up their pronouns. You're gonna, you know, it's someone who uses, you know, he, and you might say she by accident, or vice versa, or you might not know how to use, you know, the pronoun they, and it's gonna be awkward, and everyone in the room is gonna be like, oh my god, this is so awkward. But it's okay. You will survive. You will learn. Like, and it's to be okay with that learning, and to be okay not knowing stuff. Like, it's not gonna be easy. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn or push yourself. It's all for the better. Another example, and this is one that I heard recently, I was talking to a Muslim woman, and I'm not sure whether it was actually her or whether it was her friend. That was like in the workplace, they were having like work drinks, and obviously the Muslim person didn't drink, so it was just kind of just there working away, like no bother, was not fazed by the people drinking. Like, obviously, I think it was a girl, a woman. I think she's obviously used to people drinking around her in this, you know, society. People drink, whatever. And she obviously just doesn't partake, but that's fine. But all the people who were drinking were like, oh my god, this is so awkward. Like, she's there, like, sitting, judging all of us not drinking because she's Muslim, and so we can't drink now, that looks bad. And it's like, oh my god, no. Like, you can do whatever you like. She was just minding her own business. Like, she had no problem yet. These people were just, they were putting that on her. They were saying, you know, she has a problem. And it's like, she didn't have a problem at all. Like, you know, and they're making her out to be the awkward one and the one causing them all to not be able to have fun. And it's like, no, she was absolutely fine. But again, like, even if she did have, obviously she wasn't drinking, even if she did have a problem with it, that's fine. It's okay to say, okay, oh, sorry, do you mind if we have a drink over here? Totally want to be respectful to you. Do you mind? She could say, look, no problem at all, I'm grand, I'm chilling here. Or, look, yeah, to be honest, I don't really want to be around this, I might just go to the next room. Or they might say, well, you know, if you like, we can go to the next room, we can go to a bigger room, where you're not working. Like it's okay. Like, again, you'll survive, and people will have to make shifts, and it's okay, you know. Or like, how, a lot of Muslims don't eat pork. Like if you're catering for something, and like you're gonna have to be mindful of what people eat and what they don't eat, and to be respectful of their culture and their religion. And it's just like if there was vegetarians in the room, like obviously it's for different reasons, but you would still, like, we now have to make accommodations. Is that even the right word? Make accommodations? That's not right. But we have to be mindful of what people like and don't like. But it's okay. It might be awkward for you, but that's just what you're gonna have to do, and it'll be fine. Another example, if we lived in a racially equal world, like, and like, one of the examples that you hear about a lot is, particularly as a woman, is, makeup artists. Like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Like, makeup artists show up to, like, fashion, and if you actually Google this, it's everywhere. They show up to fashion shows with, like, only white makeup. Like, so, like pale foundations, pale powders, pale concealers. And it's like, do you realise you have black models and models of colour and people with just not, like, white skin tones? It's so embarrassing. And, like, they're going to need to be able to diversify their products. And it's like, with, hairstylists, obviously, hair for black people is huge. And you're going to need to be able to style textured hair. You're going to need to be able to know how to work with it. And that's not on black women. That's not on, people with textured hair. They're not inconveniencing you. That's just how life is. We all have different types of hair. Like, if you're going to be a hairstylist, you need to learn. And again, it's fine. You will survive, and you will learn, and you will grow, and it's amazing. And it's like, I'm so sick of the minority being seen as the one making it awkward. They're inconveniencing me now. And it's like, no. Like, they're just living their life and being themselves. And this is what they need to live their best life. It's just very, very simple, guys. And then, just to, mention the gays, if you may have to listen to your male co-worker talking about his date with his boyfriend last Saturday night. Like, that's just part of life. Do you know what I mean? And again, you'll survive. It's all very, very normal. And like, it's not up to you to say, oh my god, I wish they wouldn't talk about that now. Because you'd never tell your straight colleague not to talk about their date last Saturday night. You wouldn't. So it's just really easy, guys. It's just the world we live in and what we gotta do. So, to wrap up, guys, bottom line, you may be uncomfortable, but it's okay. You may have to make concessions, I think was the word I needed. Not accommodations, like 2 minutes ago. You may have to make concessions, I think that's what I'm not even sure. You may have to change what you say, what you do, what you think. You may have to be, more accommodating. Yes, okay, I was kind of right, so, okay, never mind. I'm learning. See, I'm learning. We're all learning. You may have to change the way you do and be more accommodating, but it'll be good. And so I think, bottom line, we need to just be realistic. We need to not try and make, white people or straight people or men comfortable. They've been comfortable for a very, very long time while oppressing people. And it's just, this is what it's like to live in a diverse world. You have to be more understanding, you have to be more accommodating. But it's okay, and it's great. And so that's just the point I wanted to make today. I hope what I mean came across and it came through clearly. Let me know if you have any questions or if you would add anything to that or just your thoughts. This one is really interesting to me, and I haven't read too much about it, so I really want to continue learning and see are other people talking about this, because it's a really big issue. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you want to like my page or like my post or whatever, please do, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!